Hello, this is Matthew from Abcom. Today we're going to be taking a look at Invitbox and a typical day using Invitbox. So what is Invitbox? Invitbox is a third-party, cloud-based document management service which integrates into the Abcom accounts payable and inventory systems. Once your company at Invitbox address has been set up by Abcom, suppliers email PDF invoices to the address. Invitbox then strips out the data from the invoice. An audit trail begins, recording who sent the invoice and when. Invitbox then presents the invoices for sorting in the in-tray. Invoices received are analysed and are mapped by Invitbox for the correct tax and item breakdown. All invoices start in the in-tray to be sorted. The in-tray is where the approval process starts. Invitbox has a 3-panel layout. Panel 1 shows a list of the invoices that are waiting to be approved. Panel 2 is a preview of the original invoice. Panel 3 shows the data extracted from the invoice, the original email the invoice arrived with, plus any notes that have been added to the invoice. You can access these 3 levels of information via 3 subtabs at the top of Panel 3. These panels can be resized by clicking and dragging on the dividing bars. A typical day in Invitbox. Prove, dispute, or trash the invoice. Your primary task is to move invoices on from your in-tray generally by either 1. Approving them. When you approve an invoice, it will clear from your in-tray and will be moved to the next tab. 2. Disputing them via the More button. When you dispute an invoice, it will clear from your in-tray and will be moved to the Disputed tab. You can leave it here until the dispute is resolved, then either return it to the tray, or alternatively, send the invoice to the trash. Or 3. Trashing them. Trashing or deleting an invoice places them in the trash. You can leave these here, or permanently delete these if so desired. In order to work out whether to approve, dispute, or trash an invoice, you should look at a combination of things. Firstly, does the invoice look legitimate? Panel 2 is a true representation of the invoice, as it was received by Invitbox. It has not been altered by Invitbox in any way. It may have more than one page. Directly above the image is an indicator as to show how many pages it contains. Use the arrows to toggle between the pages if there is more than one. Secondly, in Panel 3, the Email tab shows you the email the invoice was received from, and the content of the email. Do you recognize the sender of the invoice? Does the invoice look legitimate? The Edit Invoice tab shows you the detail that Invitbox has extracted from the invoice, and whether the rows of information it has extracted equates to the total shown on the footer of the invoice. If the detail that Invitbox has extracted does not look correct, you can edit it and then click Save. If you edit an invoice, the fact that you have edited it will be recorded on the invoice history. Duplicate invoices. Even though the invoice is correct and legitimate, you may not wish to approve it if it is a duplicate. If you see this, you need to work out which invoice to trash. A duplicate invoice is indicated by a red icon with 2 pages. Clicking on this icon will take you to a view of all the duplicate invoices. From here, you can view each invoice and decide which to trash and which to continue to approve. Once you have sorted through your in-tray and approved all your invoices, they will be moved to the Signed Off tab. Signed Off tab is where invoices stay until you choose to export them into Abcom accounts payable and then push them into the filing cabinet for archive storage. The filing cabinet allows you to search for a variety of different document types in a variety of different places within Invitbox. When you go to the Filing Cabinet tab, on the right-hand side of your screen, to the top of Panel 3, you'll be asked to choose what type of filing cabinet search you would like to perform. Invoices and documents are stored in your filing cabinet for 7 years. It should be noted that using a filing cabinet search does not include everything in your unknowns or your manual entry tab, because those documents have not yet been associated with a supplier. In our next video, we'll be having a look at the unknowns tab and what to do with an invoice the first time you receive it. We'll also be looking at the free Map for Me process that you can use to help map your invoices.